This is Needy and Normal. I'm your host, Ashley Levering, mom, wife, and life coach. After years of coaching and learning from my own life, one thing is clear: meeting your needs is essential for living your best life. Here, we'll talk about your needs and not only learn to accept them, but also tend to them without guilt. You're not needy. It's normal. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Needy and Normal podcast. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you're back for more, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope this episode gives you something you need today. Today's episode is something I think a lot of us need to hear, especially on the hard days. The message is simple, but it's powerful. You are enough. I'll say it again. For you, for me, for anyone who's forgotten lately, you are enough. We live in a world that constantly tells us we're not quite there yet. Not successful enough, not attractive enough, not productive enough, not smart enough. Social media scrolls feel like highlight reels of everyone else's better life, that quote unquote better life. And slowly, if we're not careful, we start to believe we're falling behind. I've been a victim of that too. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I should be doing more? Yeah, me too. It's a heavy, invisible burden, that constant whisper of not enough. But here's the thing, that whisper is not the truth. It's noise. And lately, I've had to remind myself of that. When we're in the summertime and the kids are constantly around and constantly need something to do, and I'm constantly having to plan something for them, and they become so much of my focus that I feel like other parts of my life fall behind. I'm not quite as locked in on the business. I'm a life coach. ABL Life Coaching is my business. And of course, doing this podcast has become a priority of mine as well. So it's tough for me to get super locked in on keeping the business afloat and floating forward and getting enough of my attention while doing all the summer mom things, a lot of times, most of the time on my own, and also trying to keep up, with the house and the dog, and there's a lot of moving parts. And in the summer, I feel like if I was a pie chart, I'd be split in a lot of different directions, and so much of my energy and my attention goes towards my family that I have those moments where I think, my not enoughness is showing, and I feel it. I feel like I can't measure up in my own life, and I have those weak moments where I think I'm falling behind on life and losing out on, momentum in other places. And I do get hard on myself, and it's tough, and that's normal. It sucks, but it happens to all of us. We all have those moments where we feel, oh my gosh, it's not enough. So if you're having one of those moments with me, this one's for you, this one's for me. And it's also a reminder that we're not alone. We all feel this. Like I just said, there's so many reasons out there that aren't exactly the truth, that make us feel less than. And I don't want you to feel less than. I don't want to feel less than. So this is a reminder today about the fact that we are enough. You are enough. You're doing enough. And if there are things that you're yearning to do more of, or things you would like to do differently, if you're dreaming and hoping for a change, that's understandable too. But right now in this moment, allow yourself to be enough. And we can do this together. In fact, let's take a deep breath. Let's just pause. You push play. We're present together. Even if you're a little bit distracted driving or doing chores or working, whatever you're doing, just pause for a moment and let's take a breath together. Ready? Okay. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale slowly. Let's do that one more time. All right. So let that breath remind you you're alive right here, right now. You're a human being, not a human doing, right? You're supposed to just exist, not constantly be doing. And your worth isn't tied to your productivity, your bank account, your body, your past, or your to-do list. It isn't. I tell my clients, my kids, you wake up worthy every single day. You were born worthy. And I've had to remind myself that too. Wait, hold on. I am worthy. Even if I didn't get the dishes done, even if I didn't get a new client this month, even if the kids were fighting, it's normal. I can't fix everything all the time. Let me tell you this again. Your worth isn't tied to your productivity, your bank account, your body, your past, or your to-do list, etc., etc. Your worth just is there because you are already enough. You were already enough to begin with. So before you achieved anything, before you checked any boxes, before you made anyone proud, you were already enough. And I get it. Saying you are enough doesn't make all the self-doubt disappear. I get that. This isn't some instant fix, but this is about remembering something that life may have helped you forget. So here's a little perspective. I love this example. Think of a baby, a newborn. They can't talk, walk, or do anything productive, quote unquote productive, right? They're babies. And yet no one looks at a baby and says, well, you're not doing enough, right? We just love them for existing, just for existing. So why do we think our worth needs to be earned? And this is something I've talked about from the beginning of the show when I first started it. Our needs are not to be argued with. That's the same with our worth. We don't need to argue with our own self-worth. It already exists. It's already there. You are here. If you're here on this planet, you are worth something. You are enough. Somewhere along the way, we learned that we have to hustle for love and prove ourselves and perform and perfect and be perfect. That's so intense and not the way it's meant to be. Suddenly, we tie our value to how much we do, how much we give, how much we accomplish. I've mentioned this before, but if we live and thrive or think that we're living and thriving by being productive all the time, constantly, we wear ourselves out and we become blind to our own self-worth because we think productivity is how we find it, based on how much we accomplish. I've worked with several clients who have struggled with this forever. Well, if I'm not people pleasing or being productive, I feel worthless. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I remember when I first moved to Wisconsin and had quit working for the first time, and it was established like, this is my life now. I'm going to do the full-time mom thing and not work. And that felt agonizing to me. I felt useless. I felt like, okay, great. I'm trying to keep a house clean and a baby alive, but I'm not bringing in money. I'm not contributing to the family. I'm not spending hours upon hours being productive and working for somebody else. And that was a really hard reality for me. I remember honestly feeling so bad about myself for not doing more. And here I was moving to a new place, no family, didn't know anyone yet. I had a small human to keep alive, and I was being so hard on myself for not doing more. And I was at capacity constantly every 5 seconds. So it's almost delusional if we don't take a beat and change our perspective, even just for a moment, to realize how much we're doing is great, but who we are and that we exist is where our worth is. It's just there, always. Your value is not negotiable. It doesn't go up or down based on your resume or your relationship status. This is something I really had to learn. It doesn't vanish if you take a break. It doesn't disappear when you mess up. That's another weakness I find myself falling into, is if I've yelled at the kids, or if I didn't post a podcast episode, I start to feel like, shoot, I messed up. I wasn't productive. I didn't do what I, set myself out to do. But I have to pause and do what we did and take that deep breath and think, okay, all right, just because I messed up or I needed a break or I changed the schedule or the system that I had in play, it doesn't mean I'm less than. It just means things change sometimes and I'm still of value. You are still of value no matter what. Now, being enough doesn't mean you stop growing. It doesn't mean you don't try or evolve or set goals. That's so important. It just means that you stop believing you have to earn your place in the world. It means you stand on your 2 feet and you acknowledge that you're meant to be here and that you are valuable and that you have so much to offer just by existing. It means your self-worth isn't waiting for some future version of yourself to arrive, right? It's just stepping into who you are. You can love who you are while becoming who you're meant to be. And that's another theme of what I'm doing here on the Needy and Normal podcast, but also as a life coach, a change management coach, transition coach, pick your title for me. It matters that you try and evolve and grow, but always believing that who you are and who you're becoming and who you used to be, it's all the same person. You are still enough, even when you're on a journey of growth and development and perspective changing and whatever you face. So let me ask you something. If you spoke to your best friend the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would that feel kind? Would that feel fair? Probably not. I bet you can think of a moment where you spoke so negatively to yourself. And did you catch yourself? Did you think, why am I talking shit to myself? So today I want you to try something. Just for a moment, speak to yourself like someone you deeply care about. I'll give you an example. You can try this. Say this out loud if you can. I can't hear you. Maybe you're alone, maybe you're in your car, maybe you're not. Even if you have to just say it in your head. I am enough as I am, who I am right now. Say that again and let it land. Let it resonate, marinate, sit there for a minute. I am enough as I am, who I am right now. I am enough. And maybe you're feeling a little emotional about it. Maybe because you need to hear this from yourself. This isn't just a feel-good phrase. It's a foundational truth. And the more you remind yourself of it, the less room doubt will have to grow. And so no matter what you face and no matter what you go through, you can come back to this. Okay, wait, I'm enough. Even when I make a mistake, even when I fall short, even when I've had a bad day, even when somebody was mad at me, whatever negative thing is happening, or maybe something good is happening and you're still calling yourself out because you just are an overachiever. Let this be your reminder that this I am enough phrase is available to you all the time. So before I finish up here, I want to leave you with a few reminders for your heart today. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. If you need to rest, it can be productive rest. It's honoring your humanity and your capacity. If you're at capacity, it's not lazy to take a break. It's necessary. You are not behind. Life is not a race. It's a journey. You've heard that before. Your presence, you just being here matters more than your performance. If you feel like you're performing as a lifestyle, that's not necessary. Because you just existing and being here is what matters. And most importantly, you are enough, you always have been, and you always will be. Your needs matter because you matter. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Needy and Normal podcast. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend. Go back and listen to older episodes and find your favorite. Please leave me a rating and a review before you go. I would so appreciate it. The Needy and Normal podcast is brought to you by ABL Life Coaching. You can follow ABL Life Coaching and Needy and Normal Pod both on Instagram. And if you're interested in coaching, check out ablifecoaching.com.